Fall is one of my favorite times of the year. It's just after Thanksgiving here in Canada. We're going to go to Arrowhead Provincial Park and do some hot tent camping. I'm Ryan Hawkins from Canuck Powersports. Let's go have some fun. Well, we made it. Let's go get checked in.
We're heading over to the East River Campground, where we're going to end up setting up camp.
Well, before we can set up camp, we got a little bit of house cleaning. Let's get to it. Now that we finished our housekeeping, it's time to set up our hot tent. This is going to be our shelter for the next couple of days. Let's get to it. Next on the list is gotta put our floor down. So our tent's up. What I like to use is these little puzzle mats that you can get like for kids play flooring or in your garage, whatever. You come in, see here the dirt floor. You don't want to be living like that for a couple days. So I've already got one row down. You can see it, they all just click together and they seem to be perfect size for this Otter Monster Lodge. All right, so our flooring's down. One little extra spot there. But other than that, that hole over by the window, that's where our stove is gonna go. And we'll put a welding blanket down on that. Protect the walls from the heat. So our heat for the next 2 nights is going to be this Winterwell Nomad medium-sized stove. We pick up the one with the glass on the side so that we can have a little bit of extra light while it's burning inside the hot tent. Purchase this extra 45-degree elbow so that it can go with the wall. That didn't come with it. Handles here on top. Those are your handles, and they fold out. Use it as a drying rack, whatever you want. Inside, everything packs away nice and compact inside. Great for travel and carrying. Alright, so we got our welding blanket down here just for a little bit of protection against the side of the tent. As you can hear, the rain's starting to come down now. Start to get stuff inside before it gets wet.
So one good thing about having an insulated tent, it'll keep you warm all night long. These pop-up tents are made for ice fishing. The one drawback is there's not too many rainstorms in the winter. So you tend to get a little bit of water in the tent on a heavy downpour. A little bit of water did get into the tent, but amazingly enough, it stayed to the outside of the walls, so it wasn't a big deal. Didn't take long to get a fire ripping in the wood stove. Now all the dampness is on its way out, and it's time to relax. Home sweet home for the next couple of nights.
So you can see here when I put up the welding blanket, I put it a little bit more to the side with the window because it gives a little more heat off of that side. Nah, I'm just kidding. I just made that up. I just didn't measure the blanket before I put it up in the window. Sounded pretty convincing though, didn't I? Alright, so it's time to do some dishes. Let's heat up some water here. We got our winter well water attachment here. Let's fill it up. We'll boil some water for some dishes. And we'll see how long it takes to boil. So let's throw this on the stove here. Sits in nice. We'll pour a beverage and see how many beverages it takes until we can do dishes. Well, we've had our water here on the stove for just a little bit. I checked it out. It's starting to boil. So it's about a 1 rum and coke to boil water ratio on the winter well stove. Let's get some water into the tub. We'll let it cool down for just a little bit, and then we'll do some dishes.
With the stove freshly stoked, it's time to get some shut-eye. I'm looking forward to waking up in the morning and exploring the park and all that Arrowhead has to offer.
Good morning. Well, night one was a success. We were up every 2.5, 3 hours to stoke some wood on the fire, keep it nice and toasty warm here in our hot tent. So, had a pretty good sleep. Had my little lemur buddy here. My 3-year-old wanted me to bring him along while we were camping, so I'd have some company. So, thanks, buddy. Love you. Miss you. And myself and teacher here, which is what he named it. We're gonna get up, get some breakfast rolling here, and then be on with our day. So we got our water tank up on the stove again. Make a nice pot of coffee here before getting on with our day. Unless you don't drink coffee and you like your caffeine cold. Well, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So let's ram this into the gut locker and then we'll go explore the park. No breakfast is complete without a little bit of ketchup sauce. Now that's good. So I found this dog in the park today. Not sure who he belongs to, but I'm gonna take him for a hike. Wanna go for a hike, buddy? Wanna go for a hike? I think I found a new companion for camping.
The campsite isn't far from Stubbs Falls, which will be our first stop for the day. It wasn't long until we were on the Stub Falls Trail, heading our way up to Arrowhead Lake. It wasn't long until we hit the park store, where they have all the amenities that you might need while camping. It was time to make our way along Arrowhead Lake Trail, past the beach areas, over towards the Row Campground. Hiking through the Row Campground, it was time to make our way to the Big Bend Lookout. On the trail once again, we're heading back to the East River Campground. We came across some of the rental cabins. If glamping is for you, this just might be something you want to look into. Got up to the main road and hiked all the way back to our campsite, where it was time for a well-needed rest. Had a great time with my hiking buddy today. Although I do have to come clean. This isn't just a hiking buddy that I found in the park. He's my almost 6-year-old retriever. The wife was rolling through the area and thought that it'd be great if he spent the night with me out camping. I had to agree, and we've had so much fun. So let's continue it on. Strolling around for 2.5 hours can definitely make someone tired.
After a long day's hike, it's time for dinner for both of us. Okay. All right, well, it's that time of night again. After dinner, gotta do some dishes, so for our winter well water canteen here. What's the ratio? Boiling water to rum and coke. 1 rum and coke to boiling water on the winter well stove. All right, let's get her done. See you in 1 rum and coke.
With the fire ripping and 2 tired campers, it's time to catch some Z's.
Well, we made it through another night. We were both sleeping pretty hard. Woke up probably about 4 a.m. because the wood stove was dying down. It's getting a little chilly in here. Restoked that, got it fired back up. And we're probably gonna pack up quickly this morning. There's some nasty weather apparently coming through with some heavy rain, so probably skip breakfast. We'll get breakfast ready for this guy and then we'll pack up and head home. Anybody? What do you think? Well, we've got the inside packed up. So far so good. We're staying ahead of the weather. Got my helper here, so I'm gonna keep rolling, try to get everything back in the truck before it all gets wet. Well, we're all packed up and here comes the rain. We got in just in time. So we're just gonna dump a little bit of water here on our coals, make sure the fire is out from our stove inside our hot tent. Other than that, we had a great couple of days. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Hawkins from Canuck Powersports. Be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms for our next great adventure.